I want to feed them. I want to embrace them. I want to hear about their stuff and help them figure that stuff out. And I just want to take you in. I think that's the best thing about me. If you had asked me when I was in college, what's your dream? I would say my dream is to be a best-selling novelist. I'm not that, but allowing myself to dream that I could be led me to what I am, which I'm very happy with. I was in publishing for all those years. I got to help other people be best-selling novelists. And, it allowed me to explore my talent and see that maybe they were best used in that way. So, yeah, it's important to dream, because even if that actual dream doesn't come true, they let you explore different parts of yourself and say, maybe this is right, maybe that is right, or maybe I can help make this happen. Dreams give us an idea. I had to have hope for a very long time. I had to, when we were trying to have kids, we had an infertility issue, and things weren't working. And I really, really couldn't imagine my life without being a mom. I did sort of go there in my head and think, well, I'll just be a really great aunt. But yeah, for a really long time there, it seemed like maybe this wasn't going to work out. And I just had to hope that it would. And it did. And I think if I had given up hope, it might not have. I think that if I hadn't had children, I think I would have tried to affect the world in a different way. I think I would have continued in publishing, and I would have tried to create books that touched people in that way. That would have been sort of my mark. And I did some of that, which was great. And I hope maybe to do it again. But I think that, the stakes are different with children in the picture. I think that this is their world in the most immediate sense, and I want to make that world the best one it can possibly be for them. Yeah. And so I have to act. I have to. I don't know if you saw this, but when that Brooklyn reality show came to town, I got in touch with the councilman's office, and we put together a press conference basically refuting the image that the producers of the show were trying to give this area. I don't want my children growing up, going out into the world, telling people they are from this neighborhood, and having there be a preconceived notion about them because of that. You tell people you grew up in Cobble Hill, they think one thing. You tell people that you grew up in Bay Ridge, and there's an entirely different picture that comes into their heads. And I don't necessarily think that picture is fair, and I certainly think that that picture shouldn't be in the hands of Hollywood producers who are just trying to make a buck on their reality show. So, to me it was like, I have to do something. I have to stand up. I have to say, this is not my Brooklyn. Loneliness? I don't like lonely. I don't like being alone. An inability to protect my kids from anything. I just, want to keep them safe from whatever, heartache, illness, God forbid, violence. So that's as a parent, that's your biggest fear, is that something will happen.
How do you balance that in your life with your everyday living, though?
I have to consciously stop myself and say, it's okay. She can hold the M&M. She's not necessarily going to choke on it.
I'm afraid I'm going to be like that.
It's hard, because this is the most precious thing. It's your heart living outside of your body. Well, the obvious answer is the birth of my child, my first child. I have so much more respect for people in my mom's generation, women in my mom's generation, who didn't necessarily get to go out into the world and, wear the suit and make their mark in that way. But their dedication to raising the best people they knew how to is just incredible, and I want to emulate that. So that's absolutely an event that changed my life and gave me a different understanding of things. The whole world just looks different. Essential, like each moment is more essential, because each moment means teaching and absorbing and learning, and they're such sponges that every move that you make, you sort of think, how is this affecting? How is this being processed? How is this being absorbed? 3 things that my kids need to know about the world. 1, put yourself in it. Go get it. Don't wait for it to come to you, because it just happens, and you have to get off the wall and get in it. Do it. Play. And whether that's getting into a game of tag or chasing your dream, do it. Go. Mommy's always got your back. You can go, because there's a place to come back to. Be understanding that everyone's on a journey, just like you are, and that they're going to come to things maybe at a different time than you do, or maybe not at all, but that's okay. Because most people, this is point 3, I think most people are trying to be the best person they can be. Most people.
When the night falls, I'll cover my eyes. If the sky falls, I'll show you where to hide. If I borrow your courage to stand, I can follow you.
The question you asked before about is there something that you pretend to understand but really don't? I think that girls is another answer to that question. I tend to be, I think, it's funny, right, I'm a caretaker on one hand, but on the other hand, I'm a little more guarded, and there's not a lot of drama. There's not a lot of drama when it comes to me.
Right.
And so because of that, I don't think I'd be that different. I do think I would feel freer to do whatever I wanted. I think that society is set up in such a way that things are expected of women that they aren't expected of men. Like, again, in terms of taking care of my family, I'm the one in charge of making sure the girls are okay before we walk out the door. Whereas my husband will just throw on his sneakers and walk out the door. Must be nice. I would feel freer to just sort of do what I want and maybe take what I need.
Best part about being in love.
Oh my God. Jeez. The laughs. The laughs. He's so funny. He is so funny. And that was really hugely important to me, and it still is. He's just so funny. Makes me laugh every day. Sometimes inadvertently. I think yes. I think yes. Dear God, I've said it in many different forums. It's a civil rights issue.
Right, this isn't about religion.
It's not about religion. I think I've said from the beginning, 10 years back, that people are wrapped up in this idea of marriage as a religious thing. It is not. It is a social construct. It's certainly you can go and get married in a church, but you don't have to get married in a church. Marriage is a social construct. So to say that God is against it, well, who cares? We're not talking about God. We're talking about the government. We're talking about the state. So that argument just goes right out the window as far as I'm concerned, no matter what you believe.
Do you ever read what's in our food?
Yes.
Crazy.
It is crazy. A lot of it is crazy.
How come that doesn't scare us, but same-sex marriage does, but marijuana does, but a black president does, But ingesting something that's going to kill us, give us cancer, it's not as scary to us. Why?
I think that there's a false sense of control with foods.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think, you know, you've been eating it for 10 years or 20 years or whatever, and you know, this is fine. You know, I'm in control of this. And I think that, you know, it's ignorance and a sense of a lack of control for the other things. I think that there are people, absolutely, some of whom I know, who think that the country will descend into chaos if, you know, gay marriage is legalized or if marijuana is legalized. Literally, descend into chaos. I think that my more conservative friends and or relatives are just sort of standing astride the world and yelling, stop. I think that the freedom that we have in this country is something that a lot of people take for granted. I think that we are, in many ways, incredibly free to say the things that we want and to plot the course we decide and to wear whatever we like. I think that freedom is self-determination. I think that freedom is being able to do the things that you want to do without people telling you no, without people holding you back for their own selfish reasons. Freedom is self-determination.
Do you consider yourself a free person?
I think that I'm working toward that. I think that we all find ourselves in situations where we feel constrained at times, but I think that it's up to you to get freer. And so I'm working on it. I hope that what I'm doing now shows them that there's not one path or two paths, that there's any path that you want to make in the world. I'm not just a stay-at-home mom, and I'm not at the office, you know, 50, 60 hours a week like some of my friends are. I've found a way through luck and also desire and skill and hard work, but I realize I'm lucky to be in a position where I can do this. I've found a way to find fulfillment in all aspects of my life. I do have work. I do have my children. I'm able to take them to their music class or whatever and be there for them and be that safety and security while doing something really great in our community and fulfilling my creative needs and, you know, being a professional. That would have to be put them on the glass by Sir Mix-a-Lot. No.
I was like, wow. I did not see that coming.
No. I think that it would be Everlong by the Foo Fighters. For a few reasons. First, because it's an amazing love song, and I wish it was written about me. It's not. Two, because I thought of it instantly when they put Morgan in my arms for the first time. Hello, I have waited here for you ever long. And third, because I really think it's a song about your destiny finding you and reveling in it. I think it's about reaching that moment in your life where you're like, this is good. This is what I have and this is good. And I love it. And I think, yeah, that would be the one rolling over the closing credits. I know that love comes back to you. I know that you'll never regret hard work. I know that surrounding yourself with good people makes a good life. I think that's it. That's about all I know.